What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cass here. I'm here with Valente, and we are here to go over our reviews for WrestleMania 40, Valente.
We're here. We're back.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put this as the first episode of UKW around the world. It's gonna be a show that I do. I guess we'll say weekly right now. If there ever comes a point where that's not gonna be a pace, I'll put an update video out. But it's gonna be me talking about random stuff in wrestling that happened in the week. Sometimes Valente will join me, sometimes he won't. We'll have to schedule stuff differently. But we're gonna go over the WrestleMania card, Valente. Give our opinions on
Oh
stuff.
man, it's about to be the best WrestleMania of all time. I feel like everyone says that every year, but like
I really
just
do. I
based
really do
off the
feel
way
like,
that
yeah.
yeah, just based off the way that things have been building, you could kind of feel it being better.
Let's go ahead and start with what we think. What at least what Bleacher Report has opening the first of night one. Uh, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee taking on Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I'm gonna start off with
Hmm.
saying I feel like this match would have like these two. I understand they're pairing Santos with Dom because they want Santos to get some of that Dom heat because they're trying to build him up as a big heel, and they also want Dragon Lee to get the Rey Mysterio rub and try to be the next big lucha guy. So I could see
I,
why they're doing this.
I feel that, and the best way to get heat in WWE is hate Rey Mysterio. I guess that's
Or
the best way I put it.
be
But
Dominic.
yeah, be a friend of Dominic or hate Rey Mysterio because the I believe it was like the day after Crown Jewel, like whenever the whole Santos Escobar and or Carlito thing was going on. He's like, "Well, you're the one who put you're the one who put the brass knuckles there in the first place." Like like everyone turned on him, and he had like arguably one of like the best promos of 2023. Like it was insanely good,
Now
and it made me a Santos Escobar fan, honestly.
overall, I think the match is going to be really good. I think these, especially if it opens the show with a fresh WrestleMania crowd, I feel like the match will be really good. Now,
I think the match will be good, but I just feel like it's a filler.
that's how I feel too. I feel like I don't know. I'm stuck with Rey Mysterio was on Logan Paul's podcast, and he said that he wants to do a mask versus hair match with Dom, and I feel like that would have been much better in this spot. But also
Right? I
gotta
mean,
understand.
you could have done that last year.
I also understand that Ray was hurt, and maybe that messed up the build for WrestleMania. Him being hurt, maybe the whole plan the whole time was do him and Dom, and then like they didn't feel like that there was enough build there to just do him and Dom now. So I don't know, but next match, we have Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill taking on Damage Control, the team of Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. I have an opinion on this match. I think that this is going to be the Jade Cargill showcase match. This is going to be
Yeah, I was gonna say
her showing off all she can
this
do
is
because Bianca Belair is already
yeah,
made, and to be honest, this is just me being truthful. I don't think that WWE has shown much that they want to build up Naomi. So I believe this is the
yeah,
Jade Cargill showcase match, and Damage Control could deal with a loss here.
yeah. I feel like Naomi being in this match is like WWE's way of still saying, "Hey, you're important. We can throw you in anywhere, but we're not gonna like use you for anything like major." And this is major because it is Jade Cargill's like technically debut if you don't count the Rumble, but Naomi's kind of like the obsolete, fan favorite, knowing that like she doesn't fit anywhere in the plans of WWE right now, but it's just like everyone loves her, so why not?
And like I was saying, no titles on the line. Damage Control can do with a loss here. Um,
Yeah.
Now the six pack ladder match. Bonte, I don't know if you saw this, but they actually updated the rules a little bit. It's a scramble match now. So both sets of
Yeah.
tag titles are going to be up, and just when one set gets pulled down, you still got to grab the other set. I believe this is going to be their way of splitting the tag titles.
Yeah, and you know what? You wanna know what's funny to me? I feel like Archer's somehow gonna get.
I've seen that on Twitter. If you're about to say he's going to
I
pull
feel
down
like
one strap, yeah.
yeah, I feel like he's gonna pull down like one of the titles and just leave it up for someone completely random to grab it. So like, for example, I feel like R-Truth is gonna grab the titles, and I don't know, one of the Raw titles, and Xavier Woods gonna grab the other one.
Oh no,
You know?
what I've been seeing on Twitter is them saying that Truth is going to grab one set of titles and not remember to grab the other set, and it's going to cause somebody else to win. I have my prediction for
Yeah.
this
I mean,
match. My
I
prediction.
will say, I will say though, there's no way like Truth doesn't walk out of this with one of those
Miz and
titles,
Truth
right?
walk out with one set. I believe that, and I believe New Catch Republic walk out with the other set. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I think they walk out with SmackDown set, and I think Miz and Truth walk out with Raw set.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. See, I'm not a fan of them yet.
Because with what
To be
they've
honest, I didn't watch NXT UK like that.
no with what it's with what they've been doing on SmackDown. I really like. They're one of the more polished tag teams right now. Like okay, and I love the story of Bate trying to get Pete to be what he used to be, and now he's finally back to what he used to be, and I love that. And
Yeah, I
to
could
be
get behind
honest,
that. I like Gold Pete Dunne.
and the thing too is if they don't win, I don't see anybody else in this match that like could get the win right now because DIY is playing second fiddle to Miz and Truth. The New Day has kind of been floating in limbo, and A Town Down Under are rumoring a breakup. So unless
Mm.
the Judgment Day retain, which I don't think could happen
Actually, you know
for
what?
reasons I'll get into later, I think New Catch Republic's the odd team out here with Miz and Truth.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah, it's obviously. I feel like it's like the worst kept secret that Miz and Truth are gonna win one of them.
Yeah, I think so too. And I would say DIY if I didn't feel like they were playing second fiddle to Miz and Truth in the whole storyline versus
Just
Judgment Day.
imagine this though. Like imagine Miz and Ciampa pulled on the SmackDown titles, and then Truth and Gargano pulled on the Raw titles or something.
That'd be funny.
Imagine that.
Um,
Truth thinks he's a part of DX.
the next match, even though we've been wanting it, I feel like could have done with a stipulation. I've seen some other people say that as well, and that's Jay and Jimmy. I felt like it could have done with a stipulation, some sort of like no disqualification. People have been throwing out "I quit" in one of those, but I just feel like it could have done with a stipulation of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, there's still room to change. You know, we still
Yeah,
got Friday,
yeah, we still got
but I don't
Friday.
think it's gonna change.
Um,
Um, but yeah, I
one thing, I think Jay wins. I think we're in agreement there.
yeah, I'm picking main event Jey. So
The thing is I wonder if they're gonna have Rikishi involved in any way. Like I know everybody was calling for him to be special guest referee. I don't think that'll happen because they would have announced that by now. I think. I think though that he's involved somehow, like after the match maybe or like something. I think he's involved somehow.
here's what I think. If he's involved, if Rikishi's involved, there's absolutely no way. So because if you think about it, Jimmy Uso is a part of the bloodline. You don't want to be the odd one out with Jay. I'm pretty sure Rikishi's gonna side with Rock, Roman, Jimmy, Solo. You know, it just seems too obvious. Which I could be completely wrong. If he, hell, he might not even be a part of it. But this just being like a singles match, like regular, you know, pin submission, no stipulation, something's got to be like there that we don't know
That
about.
they could be looking to further it further down the line. They have a couple of big shows coming up. Backlash is in France. They had just announced Clash of the Castle in June in Glasgow. They got a couple of big shows coming up that they need big matches for. So maybe some sort of schmoz happens. Maybe Rikishi turns on Jay or something, and they lead to like a night quit match or something. Hell, who knows? But I'm
We'll
going
see.
with Jay. I'm going with Jay right now.
Yeah, we didn't even give our prediction for Ray Dragon Lee, Santos, and Dom, or
No, I did for Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca. I said it's going to
oh
be a Cargill showcase, and that they're going to win.
yeah, but we didn't for the LWO and Santos match.
I think
So
Mysterio and Escobar need it more.
Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
I mean, no, Dominic Mysterio and Escobar.
Yeah, see, that's where I like. Yeah, I'm with that too. I don't think they need it more. I just think it doesn't benefit Ray and
I'm
Dragon Lee as much as it does them.
I'm not saying that Dom needs it. I'm saying Santos could deal with a big win on a pay per view.
Yeah, Santos needs it.
Um,
See, either way, Ray doesn't need it and Dom doesn't need it, but Dragon Lee does and Santos does too.
uh, the Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Sami Zayn. I stand by the fact I don't think it should have been Sami Zayn. I think that you could have had a better match. And this is no target to Sami Zayn. I feel like you could have had a better match. There was a more of a story there with Gable. I feel like you could have had the better match too. But with I stand by the same thing that I think Gunther will beat Sami. That's how I'm on it.
See,
Because I don't think that they're gonna have. And they might, but I don't think that they would. And then I don't know. This is probably the match that I'm having the most trouble with. Which I would say about predicting.
see, for me, I think Sammy's long overdue for a run with anything. I think that his best work was throughout all of 2023, and I feel like, you know, at least this new version of WWE, whenever someone is due something,
Chad
they
Gable.
usually get it.
Chad Gable's the
I feel
perfect.
like same. Yeah, but you see, you're talking about in this situation, Chad there.
Yeah, yeah,
Like Chad Gable got his push. It doesn't mean you win the championship, but he got his push.
yeah.
I don't know if Sammy wins, but it's too WrestleMania esque for him not to win. So like, or it's too WrestleMania esque for him to win. So like, it's hard for me to say. It's
This
hard for
is
me to say
another
that
thing.
Gunther's
This
gonna
is
win.
another thing, and this is kind of like spoiling my prediction later. Are they willing to end their two longest reigns on the same night,
And not the same night, just the same event.
same event? Yeah, that's my
I
thing
don't
about
know.
it.
Think of it like the end of a season, man. You gotta open up new storylines next season. Because you gotta think, whenever like that Monday Night Raw hits, it's basically a new season. Everything's changing, everything's shifting to like a new area.
Now, with the next match, the Women's World Championship match between Ripley and Becky, I think Rhea retains. I think she needs it because when you really look back at her reign, besides Nia Jax and besides Nia Jax, who has Rhea really defended against? And Charlotte when she won the title. She won the title against Charlotte at last year's WrestleMania. Then she faced Natalia, Zoe. I don't know them in order, but Natalia, Zoe Starks, like Ivy Nile. She really needs a win against a big time superstar, and I think it would be. I think it would be a big win for Rhea to beat Becky. But then
Uh,
I don't know.
I get that too.
I don't know because I think Rhea talking about Becky's daughter on Raw might. I don't know. Right now, I'll go for Rhea. What's your prediction?
Hmm. See,
Right now,
I'm
I'll let me
stuck
see
right
real
now,
quick.
I'm stuck, but I think I'm gonna go Becky because, and I'm not gonna. You know what? No, I'm gonna go Rhea. You have every. So I'm going Rhea because I agree with you. Rhea does need it more, but like on the counterpart of her needing it because she hasn't be a big time superstar, that would be like a really good reason to like take it off of her too. Like
No,
the
because then
same
you just
reason it'd
kill
be a good
Rhea. I
reason for her to
think.
get this win.
I just think you kill Rhea at that point because then anybody facing her could make the argument she never beat anybody.
Um,
All right, so we're gonna
Again,
go.
Nia Jax was built as like this big monster that was irresistible and unbeatable and unfuckwithable, and she handled that.
All right, so our
And for the way that it's built, I don't know. I think that Rhea needs the win, but I think I also like it's the same way the other way around. Like it'd be the same for the same reason that she needs to win is the same reason that you would take it off of her too.
Rock and Roman and Cody and Rollins. I have two very different predictions for this. I think it could go one or two ways. Either Cody and Rollins get the win by either one of them pinning Rock, right?
Mhm.
Or Rock and Roman just whoop their ass, just decimate them, and kill all the hope leading into night two. Because you know how Roman and Rock have been whooping their ass for the last 2 weeks on Raw?
Mhm.
I think we could have that night one. And then everybody goes into night two thinking, fuck, Bloodline rules. Uh, they whooped their ass last night. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either
It's
one of
like
either one of those, I think are most likely to happen. Those are the two options.
yeah, you know what? I take that. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Rock and Roman need to go in there and completely decimate them
Because then you could either do that or you could have Cody. We'll get into it later on, but my prediction right
because
now is one of those.
yeah, in my opinion, and a buddy of mine was talking about this earlier. Uh, he was like, imagine this. Imagine Rock and Roman, Cody and Seth. You go on a night two. It's Bloodline rules. Everybody's there. Solo, um, Jimmy, and anybody you can think of that they could pull out of their hat to fuck Cody over. In comes in comes Jay, right? Jay takes out Solo or whatever. No, not Jay.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's talk about that more when we get to the night 2 minute event.
yeah, okay.
Um,
And that I'll just say this now, and then we'll move on, and I'll explain it later. Rock and Roman is the pick there for me, and I'll explain later.
because um, the first match of night two, at least they got on Bleacher Report, is the Pride versus the Final Testament, which is this is why I believe. Remember when everybody was saying the Street Profits decided to be in the ladder match?
Mm-hmm.
This is why they weren't in the ladder match. It's Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. It's because they've been building this rivalry already, and I think I don't know how you feel on it. I think Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain could use a massive win on WrestleMania, and I think this would be big for them because like they're trying to build this Final Testament group, and they brought in Paul Ellering. They have Scarlett. I think it'd be really good for them to get a big win on pay per view.
Yeah, I could see them winning this. Again, this is one of those matches that I don't really care about, and
I
they're gonna
would
have
say
to
that
make me care about.
I would say that too. Yes, but it could be. That's how I feel about it. Is it's one of those matches I don't really have a lot of stakes going into, but I could end up while watching it care.
Yeah, like Montez. And I'm just gonna say this about Montez because I don't really feel the same way as Bobby and Angelo, but Montez Ford. I like watching Montez Ford where it's at, who's it against, and all that. I don't care if it's a Raw, WrestleMania, or a Backlash. Like I like watching Montez Ford like all around. So I'm obviously gonna be paying attention to it. It's just right now I don't really have a care in the world for that match at all.
Our next match, and one of the better build matches, in my opinion, over WrestleMania, is LA Knight and AJ Styles. The way they've been doing like the old school stuff, of the going to the houses and like cops getting called and arrested and shit. I feel like that's really cool. Like dressing up in disguises to be able to jump each other. I feel like
Yeah.
that's really cool. Um, you can go two ways with this because there was an announcement that AJ's debuting a new song at WrestleMania, right? So
Hmm.
I feel like I don't know because LA's been through so much and gotten like really put under since his match at Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel with Roman. He's not really had a lot to do, right? So he would suffer from not winning this match. But the but the way you've built up AJ with a new song and a new look and all this, he needs to start getting some wins too. If I'm not wrong, AJ's the one that got pinned in the Fatal 4-Way at the Royal Rumble. So I'm gonna go with AJ, but
Yeah, it was AJ.
it could very well be AJ. It very well could be LA Knight that wins this match, but I'm gonna go with AJ.
Yeah, so you talked about Gunther and Sammy being the match you couldn't predict. For me, it's both ways because, again, LA Knight deserves the world right now. Like that dude is on fire, and his flame has never like even thought about going away. And he deserves like a really big push. That a really big push. And I'm talking about not just one of those baby pushes that he got like a world title match against Roman. Like he needs a title. That man deserves a title. You got to give it to him now, or it's never. Uh, as for AJ just came back. He doesn't have a win under his belt. He has one match, and he took the pin. And this man came back looking ripped. And again, I like the build. It's very old school, like you mentioned. It's very edgy. You know, breaking into people's houses and stuff like that. So I want to say that AJ gets the win just because I
I think
feel
it's
like
all the
this is
factors.
where,
It's all the factors: the new
yeah,
look, the new gimmick, the new theme song. I don't see him just coming in and losing.
yeah, and he hasn't had a win yet. That's the thing.
Like I'd be
It's not
okay.
like LA Knight hasn't won.
I'd be okay with being that being it's a normal match. Have some sort of like disqualification, not disqualification, but like some sort of like cheesy way
Fuckery,
AJ
yeah,
wins. Yeah,
yeah.
because then it
But
makes
here's another thing too. WWE has been so okay with putting LA Knight like putting guys over LA Knight. I feel like LA Knight has a good part of that too. I feel like LA Knight's not the selfish type of guy. I feel like he's willing to put other guys over. I feel like LA Knight is offering up this like offering up a loss to AJ. So I feel like AJ is gonna win simply because I feel like LA Knight likes the role of being, or not necessarily likes the role, but isn't against the role of putting him over.
um. So now we get into our triple threat match, and I feel like this maybe I'm just crazy for this. This might be one of the easier matches to predict. I think Logan retains, and I feel like the triple threat match trope of like the one bad guy, two good guys, and the two good guys beat up on the bad guy, and then one of the good guys accidentally hits one of the bad guys, and then they start fighting, and then the bad guy wins.
Hmm.
I feel like that's going to be very similar to what happens here.
Yeah. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that Kevin Owens wins this.
I think Randy Orton's
Personally,
going to
it's
win it.
Randy or Logan.
Yes, I agree with that.
I'm leaning more towards Randy right now, just because Randy's yet to have his like real big moment since coming back.
I could see that.
He went to SmackDown because he the what's his name? Fuck, Nick Aldis offered him the bloodline.
Hmm.
He hasn't got that yet, really. He got Roman and a Fatal 4-Way. So I feel like Randy needs his moment. Now, also to counteract that, he did get offered the bloodline. Why does he need the U.S. title if he's going to go after the bloodline? I don't know. Um,
Well, to
fuck,
be
this is really
honest,
hard to predict.
I think that the whole bloodline stuff ends. Well, I can't get really get into that, but Roman did say, I don't know if you've seen it, that if he loses at WrestleMania, he's done.
Oh
He said
yeah, so you know what?
he said that live on ESPN. I believe it was ESPN. He said if he loses, he's done.
Actually, he said it on Raw.
But yeah, he said he loses, he's done. So it may, and I'll get to that later. But that kind of makes me contradict the winner of the main event a little bit.
Fuck it, I'm going with with.
I'm going with Logan. You gonna go with Randy?
I'm gonna go with Randy.
Okay, and I feel like this might be a little bit controversial. This next match, I feel like it's probably one of the matches I don't care about. Maybe because I haven't been paying to the attention to the story maybe as much as I should, or I don't know. But I think I don't think that EO has been a great champion, and I think having Bailey be able to win that and be a face winning a championship at WrestleMania, which we haven't seen in a while from, we haven't seen probably ever from Bailey as like a face winning the championship. I think that'll be big for her.
She won the championship as a face once, but
Not at WrestleMania.
yeah, no, not at WrestleMania, no. But I agree. Io's not really been the best champion, like in terms of all around factors. I'm going with Bailey only because uh, why would you build this Bailey revenge story up just for her to lose? Because again, you could very much pull Cody, you know. But yeah, I'm taking Bailey just because Io hasn't been a great champion, and I feel like Dakota Kai is gonna turn on them because she was like iffy.
Um,
That's I didn't pay too much attention to the story either, just because I haven't been watching a lot of SmackDown. I've kind of been watching like YouTube highlights of it.
the this next match is Seth and Drew, and I feel like Drew wins this title because Seth has been so paid attention to the bloodline and to the Cody story, and I actually feel like that it may end up causing a rift in Seth and Cody's relationship.
Yeah, Drew wins the title. Uh, I think maybe Seth or not Seth. I think maybe somebody interferes with this match, whether it be I don't know Solo, Rock, even um CM Punk. Shit, I don't know. Lil
People,
Uzi Vert. I don't. Somebody's gonna interfere with this. I don't know why.
well, Punk's on commentary, so
Yeah, I also feel like Seth. Yeah, like you said, Seth has been so focused on the bloodline and Cody story that it just feels wrong to like put him over Drew here. Because like Drew's game as hell when it comes to this stuff like that. Like he's a machine, and like in terms of like a combat sports aspect, like just straight out fight. Like you're not Seth Rollins wouldn't win that knowing that he hasn't been like focused on his actual opponent. So yeah, I think Drew wins here.
and now our final match, the major main event, 2 years in the making, guys. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Lindsay, who do you got and why?
Okay, I'm gonna explain this. All right, I'm gonna say, imagine this. Like I was trying to talk about earlier. Imagine this. Night one, Bloodline wins, decimates Cody and Seth. No hope at all going into night two. Everybody's so scared for the greatest WrestleMania match in history, the most anticipated WrestleMania match in history. Roman Reigns, The Rock, Solo, Jimmy, anybody on the family tree that you could think of that would want to be involved in that match are involved in that match. Probably just, the ones that are actually involved right now. Roman and Cody, they get near the finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cody's setting up for the thing that ended it last time. The three crossroads. Solo tries to get in, but Cody's ready this time. Glass shatters. Stone Cold comes out because The Rock is out there. Stone Cold comes out, confronts The Rock. The trumpets start playing. John Cena comes out because Solo's out there. You have a big brawl between John Cena, Solo, The Rock, and Stone Cold. They brawl out into where, you know, it's you can't see them anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
now Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns to finish the story. And I think that's how it ends. It's one big, you fucked up the first time, I ain't letting it happen. I brought back up.
I feel like it could
Cody
be.
wins.
I feel like Austin and Cena are going to be involved somehow. I feel like that. Like, there's been too many rumors around that one of them at least I think would be involved. Now, like I told you, with them coming out and saying Roman's done after if he loses, I don't know. Like the more and more I think Roman might win because if
Hmm.
them saying Roman's gonna be done if he loses, then did they just give up on Roman Rock? Like overall, and what happened to the Roman?
If you have Rock turn on Roman, then maybe Roman won't be done. Because again, that's not a stipulation. That's just word of mouth.
Yeah.
If you have Rock turn on Roman,
Well, the whole thing
then
about Seth and Cody pinning Rock at the beginning was that in night two it would be found out that it was all a master plan from Rock that to get the title off of Roman. That was my idea. Was that he
I
said
think you
that?
need bloodline rules. Personally, I think the match has to be under bloodline rules. They never clarified that it's only bloodline members. It's anybody. Nobody's banned from ringside. But if it's under Cody Roman rules, you're just getting a regular one-on-one match.
Yeah.
So it's got to be under bloodline rules.
I'm gonna go with Cody, but I believe that there's a chance with all that's been said that like because I just find it hard to see that this is Roman's last match.
And I'm gonna be real with you. It's not. Cody's winning this, but there's going to be some schmaz or something that happens that um gives Roman a window to come back.
So, guys, that was UKW's predictions of WrestleMania. Hope you guys enjoyed. Valente, you got anything you want to say? I think you covered it all pretty much.
Oh, I've pretty much covered it, but I will say, hey, I'd like to keep doing this at least with pay-per-views because pretty much all we do on the channel is shorts and UKW episodes. So I mean, it'd be nice to have more content stuff go throughout the week. So yeah, man, that's it for me.
But yeah, guys, if you like this kind of content, leave a like. Let us know if you'd like to see more stuff like this. We'll do a lot of stuff like this. There's a bunch of different video ideas, wrestling uh types that I have in mind. But if you guys like stuff like this, UKW around the world, leave a like if you really like to subscribe. But above all else, I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been your boy Kaz, that's Valente, and we're gone. Bye, guys.